My draft story was a little different from everybody else's. I broke my leg my senior year in college, so a lot of teams had questions about would I be healthy enough to play if they did draft me or if they even wanted to waste a draft pick on me. I had a late first round grade, early second round going into the season, so I was feeling, good about myself, but I broke my tibia and fibula, so I missed the rest of the year. Going into the draft, it was more of a rehab process, and a lot of teams wanted to see how well I would come back. And, I ended up showing them that I could do that through pro day, and I was at the combine too, and I had to come back for medical rechecks. But during the draft, for me, it was just an up and down roller coaster of emotions because, I knew I wasn't going to go the first day. There was a possibility I might go the second day of the draft. And that's what I was really hoping for, and teams were just hitting me up constantly, days before the draft. I even got worked out a week before by the Cincinnati Bengals because they just wanted to do it so bad just to see if I really was in shape. But, for me, draft day, after the first round went by, these teams kept calling me, just telling me, hey, stay by your phone, get ready because we're gonna try and pull the trigger on you. So I kept doing that, kept holding on to my cell phone, walking through the house. So second round goes by, nothing. Third round goes by, so I'm like, okay, I'm going the third day probably, and if not, I'll be a free agent. I'll see where I need to go. And that Saturday, it was like Saturday morning when the 4th through 7th rounds were going on, and the 4th round was starting, and my phone was just blowing off the hook. Teams were just telling me, hey, today's the day we're going to pick you. Today's the day we're going to pick you. Stay by your phone, because if you don't, we're not going to pick you, like trying to scare me a little bit. So I'm going through the house all frantic. I'm getting antsy. I'm getting anxious. I'm getting nervous because I don't know what's going to happen on the TV screen. And my mom and sister and brother, they all left and went somewhere to shop. And it was just me and my dad in the house. And I remember I couldn't take it anymore. And I just remember just thinking I was just so overwhelmed with everything that was going on. I said I needed to take a nap. So I remember lying down and the phone ringing again. And by this time, I'm just like, look, I done had it. So I didn't pick it up the first time. And then second time it rang. And by this time, they're already in the 5th round. They just started the 5th round. And I saw a 954 number on there. And I remember that it was somewhere in Florida. I knew that, but I didn't know where exactly. I thought at Tampa at first. I knew it wasn't Jacksonville. And then all of a sudden I started thinking, oh, that's Miami. And I started getting real anxious, getting real nervous. For whatever reason, I don't know why. And my dad saw it as well. So my dad was getting all excited and getting nervous. And I picked up the phone. I just remember him just like hovering over me. And it was the Miami Dolphins. The first person to come on was Jeff Ireland. And Jeff Ireland asked me, hey, Nolan, do you want to be a Miami Dolphin? I said, yeah, of course. He passed the phone to Tony Sperano, Coach Sperano. He said the same thing, rest his soul. And then he ended up passing the phone to Bill Parcells, who was a legendary head coach in the Hall of Fame, a guy that done some amazing things throughout his career. And he was the president of operations, I guess, at the time. And he let me know. He's like, man, look, you come in here, you're going to get a spot. You just got to work hard. You got to do everything you need to do to prove that you were a valuable pick. We put a lot of trust in you. And I was like, man, that's all I needed to hear from somebody like him, somebody as prestigious as he is and still is to this day. To hear that gave me a lot of confidence to come in and really compete and really prove to everybody in the organization, even my teammates, that I was a capable, 5th round pick, regardless of where I went in the draft. I still had my foot in the door, and that's all you need is that opportunity. Once you have that, just show them what you got, man, because your film is your resume to every single team, and that's what I thought going into it. And I was definitely appreciative of the Miami Dolphins for even giving me an opportunity to go into the NFL and play for 8 years. I don't know what's with that. That was kind of quick, and I started a little bit.